Camp Not Found by Angelina. There was this tiny indie horror movie that basically nobody had seen. I don't even remember how we found it. Maybe TikTok or maybe someone on Reddit recommended it. It had one of those titles that sounded way cooler after you finished watching it than before. And it looked like it had a budget of maybe $20. Somehow, it still worked. It wasn't really scary in the traditional sense. There weren't any monsters or cheap jump scares. It was just unsettling. The entire thing took place at an old summer camp in the middle of the Oregon forest. 5 friends went there for a week. Only 4 came back. The movie actually never explained what happened to the 5th friend. They just disappeared one afternoon. Everyone looked for them, and then the film ended without giving any answers. It was frustrating in the best possible way. A few months later, someone, I honestly don't remember who, realized the camp was a real place, which is how we ended up driving 6 hours just to spend a week there ourselves. It looked almost exactly like it did in the movie. There was the lake, the same cabins, and the same old climbing course between the trees. Even the wooden sign at the entrance had the same crack running through one of the letters. It felt weirdly exciting, visiting the set of your favorite film, except nothing had been built for a movie. It had always just been there. The counselor checking us in looked about 60, wore an old baseball cap, and barely looked up from his clipboard when he talked. "Don't wander into the woods after dark," he said while ticking off another name. "People have a habit of getting turned around out there." Noah was the only one who laughed. "No way!" "What?" the counselor asked. That's literally a line from the movie. The old man frowned. "What movie?" We were convinced he was messing with us. I mean, what were the chances? He had quoted one of the most unsettling lines from the movie, word for word, at the exact camp where it supposedly took place, and now he was pretending he had no idea what we were talking about. It felt like the kind of thing a camp would do for fun. Commit to the bit, make the horror fans question themselves before they even unpack. Noah grinned. "Okay, fine. Keep your secrets." The counselor didn't react. He just handed us the key to cabin 7 and pointed down one of the gravel paths. "Dinner's at 6. Breakfast at 8. And if you're planning on swimming, stay inside the ropes." That was the end of it. Or at least, we thought it was. The first 2 days were exactly what you'd expect from a summer camp. We swam in the lake, complained about the food, lost embarrassingly often at volleyball, and spent every evening sitting outside our cabin telling ghost stories because it somehow felt impossible not to. Every now and then, someone would point out a place from the movie. "That's where they found the backpack. Isn't that the dock from the opening scene?" It became a game more than anything else. Looking back, I wish we'd stopped comparing everything to that movie. Maybe then we could have somehow prevented what happened that summer. One evening, we sat on the dock with our feet dangling over the water, skipping stones and arguing about which ending would have made the movie better. "They should have shown what happened to the missing guy," Noah said. "No," I replied. "That's literally why it's good. It's annoying and lazy. It's unsettling." You wouldn't get it. He rolled his eyes. "You'll defend anything if it's labeled indie." I threw a pebble at him. I missed by a lot. By the time we walked back towards the cabin, it was getting dark. Noah stopped walking. "Hang on." "What?" "I forgot my hoodie." "You don't need it. It's like 80 degrees. I left it on the dock. Just get it tomorrow." It'll get soaked." He turned around before anyone could argue. "I'll be back in like 2 minutes." Someone shouted after him to hurry up. He held up a thumbs up without looking back. That was the last time any of us saw Noah. The counselors searched the camp in the woods. The police got involved, bringing search dogs, and helicopters flew overhead for days. But it was as if Noah had simply stopped existing somewhere between the lake and cabin 7. They never managed to find him. I could never stop thinking about that movie. There were just too many parallels. But after everything that happened, it was just too much to consider. After maybe a month, I acted on my suspicions. I wondered if maybe someone online had noticed something we hadn't. Maybe there was some hidden clue, some theory about the ending that actually made sense. I know it sounds ridiculous, but when someone you care about vanishes without leaving behind a single trace, you'll take anything that even remotely feels like an answer. So that night I tried to look up the movie, only to find absolutely nothing. I figured I misspelled the title, but that wasn't the problem. Everywhere I looked, IMDb, Letterboxd, Reddit, YouTube, torrent sites, nothing. It was like the movie had never existed. I thought maybe I was just losing it. Grief does weird things to your brain. Maybe I'd mixed two different movies together. Maybe I dreamt the whole thing. Maybe I'd convinced myself it had existed because I needed something, anything, to explain what happened to Noah. But it wasn't just me. We all remembered it. Yet none of us could prove it had ever existed. Up until now. There's a channel on YouTube called File Not Found Archive, which has uploaded a video. There's no description and no comments. Only the title, Camp Not Found. It's not the version of the movie that I remember. The quality is worse. It looks like it was recorded on an old camera instead of professionally filmed. And instead of being filmed in the perspective of someone watching, it's of someone inside filming. I don't know who runs the File Not Found Archive channel. I don't know where they got the footage in the first place. And I don't know why the last few seconds of the video show something that was never in the movie. I've watched that short video probably 100 times. And I can't prove it. I know how impossible it sounds, but I swear the person in the final clip isn't the missing boy from the movie. It's Noah. The video is still up. For now, at least. I left the link below. I don't know what you'll see when you watch it, but I know what I saw. Hello, everyone. Thank you for viewing my channel. If you enjoyed this story by Angelina and would like to read more of her stories, she can be found on Nightscribe. The link will be posted in the description. The short video from File Not Found Archive that's talked about in the story can be found on Angelina page on Nightscribe at the bottom of her story, Camp Not Found. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, stay spooky.